start. So in the last class, I was talking about Maven. I wanted you people to work with this Maven tool, right? So um, have you people created this Maven project using that Maven script? If you're
Yes.
okay, good. Now let's proceed further. So let me open this 5 minutes tutorial so that it will be helpful for you people. So now make sure that you open the command prompt and browse to the location where you have this application into that folder itself, project folder itself, directly into the project folder. You see, I'm into this project folder. So first of all, you see in the project folder, you'll see this pom.xml file. So pom, it stands for project object model. It stands for project object model. So pom basically it contains the project configuration details and the project dependencies and everything, all the information about your project or application will be there. So form basically, it will be used by the Maven tool. Okay, and through this form itself, you will provide the instructions to the Maven how you want Maven to build your application. Okay, so what dependencies, project dependencies you need. All such details you'll provide them here through this form.xml file itself. Yeah, here. Now let me just open this Maven 5 minutes tutorial. Okay, first of all, let me explain this form.xml file also. Yeah, Santosh, I'm talking about Maven, so which is used in Hibernate. I mean, I want to create Hibernate projects using Maven, so just talking about Maven first of all. Yeah. You see, in the form.xml file, the root element will be project, and you'll see this model version. This is Maven's version, and then group ID. See, when creating this Maven project, we have provided this package details. This group ID means it refers to the package. And we have artifact ID. What is artifact ID?
Application name.
Yeah, the application name or the project name. The packaging unit means here, the packaging means you see, so basically this is used to specify the packaging element is used to specify how to build this deployable unit, whether it is a WAR file, jar file, So once you're done creating the project, you'll build your application. You'll have some deployable files. You see, jar file is a deployable unit, I can say, where all your code will be wrapped here in this jar file. You can think of it as a kind of executable files in Java. Yes. So if it is a web application, you will create a WAR file, web archive. Jar stands for Java archive. Even the libraries are shipped here in Java through the jars itself. The API, Java people have developed API, right? And we use this API. How this API is shipped to us, it is wrapped in this jar file itself. So even our applications which we build, you can wrap them in a jar file. Okay, you can create a jar file, which is a deployable unit, I can say, which contains all this project code and application code. Yes, and you can ship it to the clients or the users whoever wants it. Fine. Next, the version. So, see, when we develop an application, the first release, we have versions for the applications. The first release, okay, it will be 1.0. Later on, you might be doing some minor changes, major changes based on that. If it is a major change, you see, you'll call it as 2.0. If it is a minor change, then you call it as 1.1. After first release, you did some minor changes, then it is 1.1. Again, you did some minor changes, it is 1.2. Minor changes means bug fixing, okay, especially fixing the bugs and all their minor changes. If you're making any major changes, making the changes to the functionality of the application, then they are major changes. So, or adding some more modules or extensions to the application. So then it will be major change. So we'll increase the number to 2.0, something like that. Yeah. So next, this name element, it refers to that packaging unit, the jar file. The name element, it refers to the packaging unit, the jar file, I can say here. Yes. So the jar file name, that is what it is about. Okay, just a minute. Hi, Aman. I'm talking about this form.xml file, uh, which is part of your project which we created in the last class, which has got the project information. Okay, so
What is the difference between the artifact ID and the name?
artifact ID is the project name or application name, and as I told you, after we are done developing the application, we'll create a jar file, right? A build file, a deployable file, right? Jar file. The name element is for the jar file. Whatever the name you give here in the name element, that name will be used for the jar file. You can give a different name also for this jar file. Okay, got it?
Okay.
So next you have dependencies here. As I told you people, dependency refers to the jars or set of libraries which are needed for the application, I can say. Okay, set of jars needed for the application. You see, in this case, JUnit is added. It's just a testing library which is added here. Yes. See, the Maven tool, what it does is, it will download this jar file, the libraries, JUnit libraries here. It knows from where to get those two files. It will download them and it will include them to the project. That's it. So this is what we have here as of now in this form.xml file. Now, uh, what else we have here in this project here? which we created in the last class. We have source folder. We have a main folder and test folder. So main folder contains the complete source code. In the test folder, you'll write any test cases. Okay, if you've written any testing code for your application, you write it in that test cases. I think so. Yes. Here, I'll open this main folder. Under that, you have Java folder. Okay, you see, in this Java folder, you'll find this source files. Here, we have asked the Maven to create a package. In the last class, we specified it, right, in the group ID, com.mtc.app. That is the project structure which I wanted to use. Yes. So, you can open this package, com.mtc app. This is the project structure which is created in packages which are created here. We have specified those packages in detail. Yes. And you see in this app, you see com.mtc.app, that is the packaging name. You'll find it in this form.xml file also. So while creating the project in the Maven script, I've mentioned the packaging name. So group ID refers to the package structure. The Maven has created the package structure here. Okay? It's in this project folder you'll find com mtc app. Now in this app package, we have this file. Maven, what it does is it adds a sample file here. See, it adds a sample source file when it creates this project. You can ignore it, you can delete it, you can use it, you can add your source files here. So it adds this sample class called as app, in which you got this main method which print hello world. That's it. Okay, now let's say this is our application. Okay, this is our project. Now I'm done developing the application. Let's say I've got all my source files. Now what I want to do is here I would like to run this application. So in order to run this application, first of all, this source code has to be compiled. We are not using Eclipse IDE now. So the Maven can take care of these things for us. And not only compiling the source code, building the project also. I want to create a deployable unit, okay, an executable file. So what to do in this case? So I'll show you. So first of all, I'll run this code. First of all, we need to ask the Maven to build this project. Okay, let's ask Maven to build this project. You see, initially in the project folder, you'll find one folder and one file. If you can check this, we got a folder and a file. You know, how will you ask Maven to build this project? Okay, completely building the project here, creating that deployable jar file. How will you do that? You see, you got this command mvn space, then you will specify that. So here mvn is used to invoke this Maven. Okay, and one more thing, make sure that when you're running this command, you are in that project folder where you have the form.xml file. Okay, you should be in that project folder. From the command line, you have to browse to the location where you have this project folder, where you have this form.xml file. Okay, so now you execute the command. What is the command? Mvn space. um you know Here you have the commands. You can just check this once if you want. So what you can do is, yeah, when creating your project, you can just check this 5 minutes tutorial. So this is your guide. So see, it describes all the project structure here also. I want you people to read it, refer to it. So this is a command which you'll be using, mvn space package. Okay, use this command, mvn space package, and you can press enter. Let's see what it does. Okay, it did some work here. Let's try to understand from this log information which Maven has provided. So first of all, it is compiling. Here if you can check this. It compiles the code, compiling one source file, and what it is doing actually, it is adding that source file to this target folder in the classes. Where is this target folder? So we didn't create this target folder. So Maven will create it, and under the target folder, it will add classes folder. In that classes folder, under the classes folder, it will add this compiled class. Okay, yes, and then what it does down, if you can just scroll down. Okay, that's it. First, what it did. Okay, sorry. I wanted to show you one more thing here. So after doing this, if you scroll down a little bit, it is building jar file. If you can check this, it creates a jar file and it adds a jar file to this target folder itself. The jar file name is my app December 17. That it is adding the version also 1.0 snapshot dot jar. So it compiles the code, it creates this jar file. In the jar file, it adds includes all the content. Okay, you open this jar file. You see, this is the jar file. Have you noticed it? We didn't have a target folder earlier. We had only source folder and form.xml file. Now a target folder is created by the Maven. If you open the target folder, you will find a lot of folders. You can ignore them. See, but I want you to concentrate on this jar file which is created here. This is executable jar file. If you can check this, you can just open this jar file with WinRAR, generally just to check the content. What you got here? You see, in this jar file, you have that package form mpc app.class. You see, you got the class file here in this package. So you can go back here. What else you have in this jar file? We have meta folder. In this, you'll have file called as manifest.mf. I'll talk about it later. Sorry. So this is what you'll have in this jar file. Yeah. Now we have this code. We got this jar file, right? So now in the jar file, we have that app class, and I want to execute that app class. What you'll do now, your Maven work is done. We are done with Maven. Okay, so it has created a jar file. Now, how will you execute this jar file? What you'll do now, we'll use this JDK tools for that. Okay, from the command line, if you want to execute this jar file, so we'll use the JDK tools. First of all, you have to browse to the location where which location where you have the jar file, or else from here also we can run this code. You see, to help you people to execute this code, we have this command also here, but we have to slightly edit this command. You see, Java underscore CP target. CP means class path. So Java is used to call this JVM to run this Java to run the JVM. To call the JVM, we use this Java tool. It's a command line tool provided by the JDK. When you install JDK along with the JDK, you will get this command line tool, I can say. And so Java space hyphen CP, the class path here. Um, what is the class path? Where is the jar file? We are specifying the jar file name. So in this case, it is my app. In our case, it is different. So this is the change which you need to do. And also, you see, followed by the jar file, we are specifying that class name, app class name. So we want to execute that app class which is in the jar file, right? We want to execute the jar file which is in that app class. So what you will do? So this is the command for that. This is the command for that. Yes. So I'll copy this command and I'll make necessary changes here. So what are the necessary changes which we need to do? So first of all, the project name. What is our project name? It is my app. I'm sorry. It's my app December 17 hyphen 1.0 snapshot, and the package name is com.mtc.app. Yes. So this is the command now which we need to execute. So we are calling the JVM and we are specifying the details about the jar file where we have this jar file. Sorry. So we got the jar file. Sorry. In the target folder, and we are specifying the jar file name also. Next, in the jar file, we have that app class in that package com.mtc.app. Give a space after the jar file, and you'll specify the class name here which you want to execute. Yes, that's it. Okay, I'll press enter. Let's see what happens. You see, you got that message hello world. So that app class main method is executed and it prints hello world. Okay, so I'll just give you people this command. I'll give you this command if you use it. Okay, so first of all, You build that project using the command mvn space package, and once you're done building the project, you have to run this application here. And this is the command which I've pasted here. You try this, all of you. Anyone got any questions in this regard? Okay, just a minute, please. Just a minute. Yeah, okay. So now the next thing is actually, um, we have run this code, but there is one problem, I can say. What is it? We are specifying the class name explicitly here. Okay. Yes, we are specifying the class name explicitly here. So don't we have any workaround for this? I mean, when I can't like directly execute the jar file without specifying the class name. Specifying the class name, right? com.mtc.app. So that main method is in that class. So we are specifying that class name. So is there any other option for us? Yeah, you got the question, all of you. I mean, question in the sense, the point. I want to actually run this application without specifying that class name. By default, it should execute that class. Which class? App class. No. Actually, okay, I'll show you. So what to do here? mm, we have to add a plugin for this. To your pom.xml file, you need to add a plugin so that we can avoid specifying that main class name where you have that main method while running the program. So you can directly execute the jar file. When the jar file executes, by default the JVM will pick up that main class. So how will you add that up? How will you enable it? So you need a plugin, as I told you. So what is that plugin? Let's see. Mm, Let's see. Okay. If you'll find a lot of plugins. So I have that plugin in my previous project. I'll simply copy that plugin here. So for you people, let me do that. So in the pom.xml file, in our project pom.xml file, you need to add this plugin. Okay, under the dependencies, you can add a plugin as you can see. So to add a plugin first, you need to add build element. Under the build element, you'll add the plugins. So what is the plugin name? So it is org apache maven plugins, maven jar plugin. So it's a configuration plugin, I can say, which helps us to add the main class details. You see, manifest add class path true, the main class name mcom.mtc.app. Okay, so when we build this project here, this time what happens to the manifest file. The details about this main class will be added. So when we run this jar file, when we run this jar file, you will find that here the Maven tool will be able to, sorry, not Maven, your JVM will read this jar file, I can say, and it will read this manifest file in that jar file. Okay, it will read the manifest file in the jar file. Yes. So now we have made changes to this pom.xml file, right? We want Maven to create a, a new project now again. I mean, build this project again. Okay, you want Maven to build this project again. So what you will do, we have made some changes now. So how will you ask Maven to build this project again? You see, if you scroll down, you'll find those commands also. So for your reference purpose, I'm showing you people. You see, Maven clean. You'll find Maven clean. You can do that first of all, and then you can just MVN clean. So what it does, Maven clean. Let's see. So Maven clean, you'll find that here it will delete those files. So what happened? What is missing here? After running this Maven clean command,
All the folders and files which were created previously all got deleted.
yes. You see here we don't have a target folder. It's missing. So that executable jar and all, they're gone now. Yes. So now
So
let's try to, yeah, tell me.
can we do at the same time Maven clean package? I mean, both commands at the same time, or
Ah,
there's
no.
another one.
We have
There's another one.
install. You can try
Okay.
install. Yeah. So what you have, what is the other one? Clean and
Is that a
install, you can
Maven?
do that.
There are different Maven commands, right? So
Yes.
Maven clean, Maven package, Maven install.
Yes. Yeah. So we are going through them. Now we saw Maven package, and we saw Maven clean, right? Yes. So now let's try to run this command, Maven package or Maven install. Both will work. Yes. Yeah. So you'll find that now we have a new jar file in the target folder. This time we don't have to specify that main class name. We don't need to specify the main class name here. What you'll do, see how will you run this program? Just this time, all you need to do is you need to specify this jar file name -cp, not even cp, java -jar, and then the jar file location. Okay, this. Okay, let's try to run this code. You see, now what is the difference between the previous command and this command? You don't have to specify the class name. No. See? Yeah. So anyone got any questions in this regard? So this way, you see, we can build applications from the command line. We're able to do that. Yes. Okay, let's move on. Now we'll be using this Maven tool here to create our Hibernate project. So let's try to do that. But what I will do is from the Eclipse ID we'll use it. From the Eclipse ID we'll use it. Let's do that. So in the Eclipse ID, by default you'll get this Maven tool. You know that? You don't have to install it. By default you'll get Eclipse with Maven. Sorry, you'll get Maven with Eclipse. So let's create an Maven project here from the Eclipse. Yes, all of you. Now I'm creating a Hibernate project. Okay, Hibernate project. So you can make a note of it. So in order to work with Hibernate, what is needed? Yeah, there are some tools also which can help you, which can be handy. So what are those tools? First of all, okay, before we create the project, we'll install Hibernate tools. We'll install Hibernate tools. Hibernate tools will provide you various wizards which can help us in creating this Hibernate project, especially the configuration files and all of that. So no, I want a volunteer who can share your screen so that I can show you the installation of Hibernate tools. Or else, let me do one thing. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, yes, I need one volunteer who can share your screen.
I can do.
Okay, fine. So others, you can also follow this to make sure that you install this Hibernate tools. Okay. So first of all, I want you people to check your Eclipse version. First of all, check your Maven Eclipse version. What is the version of Eclipse you people are using? Here you see, if you don't know what is the version of Eclipse you're using, you can go to this help. Under the help, you should see about Eclipse. Under the help menu, you find about Eclipse. If you click on this, you'll be able to find out the Eclipse version which you're using. See, it says 4.5.2. Mine is 4.5.2. You may have a different version. So check this carefully. Okay? That is what I want you to do. So now we'll install Hibernate tools. Yes, I'll tell you. Just remember your Eclipse version. Okay? Yeah. Remember your Eclipse version. This is needed to install Hibernate tools. So I'll make Madhavi the presenter. She'll share her screen, and now I'll show you people how to install the Hibernate tools on her machine and Madhavi's machine. Okay. Okay.
It's opening.
So what you can do is here, first of all, Madhavi, you can open Google.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you can type in Hibernate tools here. Hibernate tools. Others, you don't need to do this. Okay, you can leave it. I'll give you the link. So you can just type in Hibernate tools. You see, you will find the tooling for Hibernate project. Okay. For else down you have okay, no problem. Just scroll down. On the left side, no, no, just scroll up. I'm sorry. On the left side, you should see downloads. Click on the download. Yeah, yeah. If you just could you please scroll down a little bit. On the right side, you should see JBoss tools. See that section, the second one. JBoss tools 4.5.1 version. Click on it. Others just wait for a while. Yeah. Now you can copy this link, this web page link.
Chat.
This copy on the top you have this link, no? This web page link, website link. Yeah, you paste it. Now all of you can open the site. Make sure that you open your Eclipse ID also.
My exit.
Yeah, I mean, just go back to that page.
This one?
Yeah, just wait for a while. I hope others have opened it. Now, here, this is the place from where you have to get this update site link. Okay, this is one option. You can get the update site link, or else you have another option also. Let me show you people that option also. Okay, go to the Eclipse. Sometimes people find difficulty in choosing this one. Go to the Eclipse. You'll find the help. Open help, and you'll find the Eclipse Marketplace. You can scroll up this one. Yeah, the last one. Could you, under the help, Eclipse Marketplace will be there. Yeah. So you see, all of you, open this wizard Eclipse Marketplace. Please let me know if you have any issues, okay? If you want me to wait. So now what you will do is here, in the find, type in Hibernate Tools. And when you do that, you should see some plugins. If you can just scroll down, in the search, we have the various results now. Scroll down a little bit. Just check whether you have the Hibernate tool somewhere. Yeah, this is one. JBoss, just a minute. So you see, JBoss Tools 4.5.1. I mean, you may get a different version according to your Eclipse. Just check this. All of you. You got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, here you have an install button on the extreme right side down for this JBoss Tools. You see, install button is there. You can click on that install button. So, okay, just a minute. Could you please scroll up? Madhavi, please scroll up. Now, you see, you'll find lot of tools in the JBoss. We don't need all these JBoss tools. We need only one of the JBoss tools, that is the Hibernate tools here. So what you have to do is, you uncheck that first of all. Uncheck it. Yeah, good. Thank you. First of all, you need to uncheck it this way. And what you will do is you only check Hibernate tools here. That's it. Only check Hibernate tools. Yeah. according to your Eclipse, it will show you that Hibernate tools, Harsha. Okay. So all of you, I hope you got this. I'm sorry. Now you can click on confirm. Down you have the confirm button. It will ask you to accept that license agreement. You can take it. You can click on finish. So it will take a while to install it. It's still installing. If you down, you can check that installing software. You can if you can double click on it, it will show you that progress.
Sir, sir, I have a question. In Eclipse Marketplace, it is not showing Hibernate tools. Like after
It won't show
installing.
Hibernate tools. It will show JBoss tools.
Yes, sir, sir. Yes, sir. I did actually after JBoss tool. I click on install. After that, it's showing a lot of
I guess you have already installed Hibernate tools. That's the reason it's not showing it.
So have a security warning here.
No problem. It will always show this.
Install again.
Install anyway. If you have already installed Hibernate tools, then it will show it won't show that option Hibernate tools. Okay, you can restart it now.
Should I say no or yes?
You wish, okay, you can just say no, because otherwise it will continuously send this information in the background today. So,
Okay.
okay. Now, how do you know whether Hibernate tools are installed on your machine or not? Basically, what you can do is here, you can open file, new, under the file new, you go to others, other, under the others, you should see Hibernate now. If you can just scroll down in that wizard, or you can maximize it. You should see Hibernate. Yeah, you see Hibernate to wizard, Hibernate option is there. If you can expand it, you will see that Hibernate wizard. Okay, so if you see this, then your Hibernate tools are installed on the machine. Yeah, so this is what is needed. Fine. So That's it, Madhavi. You got Hibernate
Mhm.
tools. Yeah,
Okay, thank
you
you.
take back the control. Thank you. So how about others? Is anyone facing any issue? Okay, good. I hope others are also done. Now, okay, good, great. Now let's create a Hibernate project here. First I'll create a Maven project. From now on, I'll be using Maven tool to create this project here. Okay, so you have new others. Under the others, you should see Maven here. Under the Maven, you have this Maven project option. See, Maven project. I'll click on next. You can check this option. Create a simple project. Skip archetype selection. First option. Create a simple project. Skip archetype selection. Click on next. Now it will ask you people to specify this details. Earlier we provided those details through this Maven script. Now we have this UI for this. So we have to specify group ID. So what is group ID? Packaging structure which you want to use. Generally always I use this com.mtc.app. Here wish what packaging structure you want to use. Here wish. Next artifact ID is the project name. So I'll call it as skip proj. And version, yeah, this is the version, the packaging, let it be jar. And what is the jar file name you want to give? Hibernate proj, hib proj, let's say. These are the details. If you want to provide any description about your application, you can do that here under the description section. There are no parent projects for us. This is the information which will provide. And you can click on finish. Oops. I didn't notice your message, Harsha. So you have file, new, under the other, you should see Maven. I want everyone to please meet in there. Under the Maven, you should see Maven project. Krishna, when you exist, your mic is not muted. My voice is fine. So you'll find create simple project, skip archetype selection. This is the one which you have the option here. Okay. Yes, Harsha, you got it. Yep. So this is your Java project here, which is created using Maven tool. So the next thing is let's see, this is just a normal project, Java project. If you open this form.xml file also, you see you won't find anything. Let's check this form.xml file. You have the basic information about the project, no dependencies. You see, the group ID, artifact ID, version, name. That's it. Okay.
Can we specify the dependencies when we are creating the project?
Yeah, you can do that, but you have some specific dependencies, no? So here you won't find those dependencies. Yeah. So you can
Okay.
also add those details. You have that dependencies tab here which you can use, which you can make use of. I don't want to explicitly type them here. I want to copy paste them quickly. Yes. It won't show
Mhm.
those dependencies here. So uh, now we want to work with Hibernate framework. If you want to work with Hibernate framework, then I can say that you will need Hibernate libraries first of all. So Hibernate framework is provided by third-party people. It's an open source community called as JBoss. You see, JBoss itself is providing this Hibernate framework. So we can ask the Maven tool to download those libraries and add them to this project here. Yes. So how will you ask how will you ask Maven to download this Hibernate libraries and add them to this project? You see, through this pom.xml file. In the pom.xml file, you have to provide the dependency details so that the project dependencies, they will be referring to the jar for libraries which we need here. So uh, for every library, you'll have a dependency configurations will be there. So now what I want to do is I want to work with the Hibernate 5. The current version of Hibernate framework which is available is Hibernate 5. So let's try to add Hibernate 5 libraries. Apart from this, do we need anything else? I can say yes. What else is needed? You need JDBC drivers. What else is needed? JDBC drivers. Why you need JDBC drivers? We are not using JDBC API, right? We are working with Hibernate framework. Then why you need JDBC drivers? Any idea?
To connect to database.
So to connect to database, you're using Hibernate, right? To interact with the database. Yeah. Actually, you will find that Hibernate framework, it is built on top of JDBC. Yes. Internally, it uses JDBC. That's right. Hibernate framework is built on top of JDBC. That is the main point here. Just a second. It is built on top of JDBC. Yes. Just a second. Okay. So you need JDBC drivers. So you'll have a dependency configurations for Hibernate, and also you'll have a dependency for JDBC drivers. So which you need to add here. Yes. So let's add that information. In the official site, you will find it. Every fortnight, these people will be changing this website. I'll show you. Generally, from where you will get those details. People will have curiosity to know from where we'll be getting this dependency details. Yeah, you'll find them in the repository. So you see, we go to the website, official site here. here you have the zip file. You can download this library. You see, you can download that Hibernate library, but I don't want to do that. Okay. Instead, I want to use Maven for this purpose. It is asking to sign in. So what I will do is, okay, once you sign in, it will give you that name and the password details. Okay. Yes. So already I have those details. You see, I'll be using this version. I have the dependency details. I don't want to go through this process. So you can just register if you want, and it will show you the dependency. That's it. So I have the dependency with me to go through all that process. You see, this is the dependency which I'm talking about. We have JDBC driver as well. I'll add both here. You can check this one. You should first add an element called as dependencies. First of all, add the element called as dependencies. And in the dependencies element, you should add this dependency. So this dependency, especially which I've highlighted here, it refers to that Hibernate libraries which you're talking about. Okay. So this dependency element, through this dependency element, I can say that we are asking Hibernate framework, sorry, Maven tool, not Hibernate. We are asking Maven tool to fetch that jars or the libraries related to this Hibernate framework. Okay. The which version of Hibernate framework? 5.2.10 final. Okay. Next, we have another dependency. So basically, we need JDBC drivers, as I told you people. So internally, JDBC API uses them to connect to the database server, and your Hibernate is built on top of JDBC, as I told you people. So here, I'm trying to connect to MySQL server. So I will be adding JDBC drivers for MySQL server. Okay. You know, in your project, you might be using a different database server. Then what you'll do, let's say if you are using Oracle, then what changes you have to do here? Yes.
We have to add the Oracle JDBC driver
JDBC drivers. Yeah.
and the appropriate version.
Yeah. You know, if you're using Oracle, then you have to add that JDBC driver for Oracle. Sometimes people, I see that still what they do is blindly they'll add MySQL. But please don't do this. Make sure that you make this change. You have to remember that. Yeah. Next, we are done with this. You know, when we added these dependencies, you know what Eclipse does internally? It will call Maven. You know, it will call Maven, and Maven will build this project. What it does, it will add this libraries here. Okay. You know, if you expand the project, you'll find Maven dependencies. Under the Maven dependencies, you'll find the jars. What are these jars? They are related to Hibernate and JDBC drivers. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we have more than one dependency? Like, can we connect to more than one database in same POM file?
We don't connect here. We don't connect to that database from the POM file. But of course, you can add this jars
Or
here.
else just
Yeah, you can
specify?
add the jars. You can specify, not a problem. If you have the libraries, there is no harm. But generally, what we do is what jars we are using, what libraries we are using, we'll only specify the dependencies related to that libraries. That's it.
For
If you want to
example,
add,
in the
right.
application, we need to connect to two different databases and get the data added.
Yes, of course, there is no problem. You can connect to two different databases. You can add the drivers here in this form.xml file.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, I installed Hibernate JBoss tool like 4.3.1.
Okay.
And do I need to add pom.xml like version in the same 4.3.1 or 5.2.10?
You have installed Hibernate tools.
Yes, in Hibernate tools,
No.
I installed
The Hibernate tools version, it won't affect the version of Hibernate framework you're using. Okay. There is no such dependency. So don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hibernate tools version is different. Hibernate framework version is different. Tools will just assist you people to create this project files and all. Versions, this Hibernate framework version which you're using, these are a set of libraries which we'll be using in our application actually. Whereas the tools help you people to create, to write that application. That's it. Okay, fine. Still any other questions? Yeah. Okay, good. Now the next thing is here. We have to create a file. What is it? Let's see. Now, how will you specify the database details to the Hibernate framework? In the last class, we saw that. How will you specify the database details to the Hibernate framework?
XML file, hibernate.config.xml.
Yes. You see, you'll find that we have to create a configuration file. So first thing, after you're done creating this project, adding that libraries, immediately I want you people to create a Hibernate configuration file. You can make a note of it. You need to know, right, from where to start, how to write the application. First of all, you have to add the libraries. Yes, just a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. You have this resources folder. In the resources folder, you will create this hibernate.cfg.xml file. The first thing after you're done creating the project, this is the next thing you'll do. Yes. Okay. You know, this configuration file, add it to this resources folder. So right click on this resources folder. Okay. Then you can click on new. Now what you'll do is here, we'll be using Hibernate tools to create this configuration file. Okay, I'm going to take the help of Hibernate tools. Just now we have installed Hibernate tools, right? Let's take the help of that Hibernate tools to create this configuration file. See, right click on the resources folder, you have new, go to others. Under the others you should see Hibernate. Under the Hibernate you will find this wizard called as Hibernate configuration file wizard. Check one. Okay, hope you got it. Okay, check this option and click on next. You see, this tool by default it creates the configuration file with the name hibernate.cfg.xml. By default, you will find that this tool creates a configuration file with the name hibernate.cfg.xml. Yes. So you can take this name by default, click on next. Now generally in the configuration file you will be adding database details, right? So you can just provide those details here. See, through this wizard, you can do that. Now let's configure the database details. You see the database dialect here. First of all, you have to specify the database dialect. What is database dialect? In the last class, I did mention about the dialect, right? What is database dialect?
Mm, it will change the database query based on that database.
Database dialect, it is actually used to specify to the Hibernate framework with which database server you are interacting. You are interacting with which database server. How will you specify those details? Using this database dialect. So database dialect is mainly used by Hibernate framework to generate the queries. Okay. In order to generate the queries, Hibernate framework will be using this database dialect. Okay. Yeah. As I told you people, on the fly, Hibernate framework will generate the queries based on the database server with which it is supposed to interact. If it is supposed to interact with Oracle server, then it will generate the queries related to Oracle server. If it is supposed to interact with MySQL server, then it accordingly generates SQL queries native to MySQL server. How it will know with which database server it is supposed to interact? The database direct itself is used for that purpose. So here I'll specify the dialect as MySQL 5. Okay. Now Hibernate understands that it is supposed to interact with MySQL 5 and accordingly generates that queries. Yeah. Next you got driver class. So when once you select that dialect, see this wizard will load the drivers. If you click on this arrow, it will show you the driver name automatically. You don't have to type in. Select this driver. Once you select the driver, it will also load the connection URLs which you can use here. You see, you got 3. You can just select the first one and you can edit it. Localhost colon 3306 slash tests. That's it. So our database server is MySQL server. It's hosted on the same machine. If it is hosted on a remote machine somewhere else, then what you will do? In place of localhost, you will provide the IP address of that machine. Okay. Yeah. Next, you got the username and password. That's it. Schema name already I've specified it. Test. That's it. Now this way you'll specify the information and you can click on finish. That's it. You see, the tool has created that Hibernate configuration file. Okay, you'll find source tab here down. If you can check this, click on the source tab. If you click on the source tab, you'll see this XML code. Just go through it, all of you. Just have a read it once. Okay, next we are done. Next, now you have to decide with which tables you want to interact in the database. You want to work with which tables in the database. First, let's work with this product table. Okay, let me open the database. Now here is the product table. If you can check this. This is our product table. I want to work with this product table. Okay, I want to work with this product table. So what is the next thing we have to do here? Once you're selected the tables, let's say now I have selected product table. What's next? Okay, we need to define a product class for this purpose. Okay, let's do that. So we have to represent this product records appropriately in Java, right? In the object-oriented format. We have to represent here. We have to represent that product records in Java. So when it comes to Java, they're objects. Yes. So let's do that. Let's define a product class. You see, in the Java folder, I will define a product class. I'll add that package details form.mpc.app.entity, let's say. We'd like to call it as an entity class. The package in the class name is product. Yes. Next, let's declare the properties for each column. To store each column value, we'll declare the properties here. You see, like ID, name, we got price, and we got this. I'll make the Java bean. So I'll add a default constructor here, and then I'll add getters and setters. Select all. Yeah, I'm adding getters and setters. Just a second. Yeah. So here, now we have this normal Java bean. Nothing special about it. If you can check this, it's just a normal Java bean. Okay? It is just a normal Java bean. Yeah, it's just a normal Java bean, which is used to populate that form data, sorry, that record into this product object. So what's next? You tell me now. What am I supposed to do?
Map this class to the table.
We have to, yes, we have to do this mapping, object relational mapping. So we have to map this product class to the table, because Hibernate will be, managing the DB connections. Also, it is responsible for fetching the records, adding the records, everything Hibernate will take care of it, right? So we need to specify to the Hibernate framework, you see, um, this class is mapped to which table, so the product records have to match, fetched from which table and all such things. So this is where your mapping comes into the picture. Yes. So first of all, I will be adding this annotation called as entity. So what is this entity annotation doing here? So entity annotation, it indicates that this class is an entity class. What is the specialty of entity class? There is something special about this entity class objects. Entity class objects can be persisted to the database server. Persisted means you can save them to the database server. And I can say that basically this entity objects, they represent a record in the database server. They represent the record in the database server. Yes. So this product object, it represents a record in the database. Product object represents a record in the database. That is the specialty. So not every object is persisted to the database server, right? Not all objects hold the data. Not all objects, they hold the data. Only few objects will be holding the data, and that object state will be persisted to the database server. Yes. Okay. Now, next thing, let's add this annotation table, and we'll map it to the table in the database. So table annotation is used to map this class to the table. Yes. This is mapped to which class? Table. Using that name attribute, we are specifying the table name here. Yes. Next, we have to map each property to the column in the database table, right? Let's map each column to the, let's map each property to the column in the database server. See, column name equal to product underscore ID. Yes. Next, column name equal to product underscore name. Product underscore price. Product underscore description. Okay.
So if I have two tables in two different schemas and I have two different classes, how I connect to, since we have given the schema in a Hibernate XML,
yes,
how that will work then if I have another class which need to be mapped to the different another table in a different schema.
Yeah, you can do that. So basically, you can have a separate configuration file for that database, and you can use that configuration. Sorry, you can map this class to the table. And what you will do is you have to, in that case, you have to use that appropriate session factory. So while I create the session factory object, I'll explain it. So where you will find how to have a separate session factory for separate session for each database schema. Yeah. Okay. So here you'll find that we can specify the schema name as well. In this case, okay. So to avoid any confusion, have a separate schema. You can specify the schema name here. Okay.
Okay, so still the schema we have to give in XML Hibernate.
So if you're using same database server, that is fine. If you're using a different database server, then you need a separate configuration file. Within the same database, if you have a different schema, then simply you can specify the schema name here. That's enough. Because anyways, it is same database, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So for the same database, only one Hibernate CFG XML file,
Yes.
but we can specify the schema here. But I think, how about if we already have specified schema in XML, can we change the schema here itself?
Yeah. So what you can do is we can specify this details here also. Okay, to avoid any confusion. If you have sometimes you may have a legacy database with the same table name, you can specify those details. So if you're using a different schema, then in that case, what you can do is here you can connect to you need a separate configuration scan. Even in the same database, what you will do is you have to create a session separately for that. So we'll see that. Okay, yeah, you need a separate one itself. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within the same database.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It won't work this way. Yeah. So Now, the next thing is, especially this property ID, it is mapped to primary key. It is mapped to primary key. So what you will do here, you have to annotate this property with ID annotation. Okay, you have to annotate it with ID property. So we say it is identifier actually. So whichever property is mapped to the primary key, especially on top of that property, just add this annotation ID at the rate ID. Okay, now we are done with this. Yeah, this annotations you see, they used to provide metadata information. Metadata information I can say. So metadata, the configuration related information. Just on top of this and property, we have added this annotation, right? So it indicates that uh, we want to map this property to a column. So this way, each annotation will provide some configuration related information to the Hibernate framework here. That is what the annotations are doing. Okay. So now we are done with creating this product class. What's next? Before we move any further, first of all, is this configuration clear, all of you? Yeah. So first of all, the entity annotation on top of the class, it indicates that this is an entity class. So when I say entity class, what does that mean? It indicates that the objects of this class, that object state of the objects of this class will be persisted to the database server. This class objects, entity objects, I can say they represent the records in the database server. They represent the records in the database server. That is the specialty of these objects. Not all objects are persisted, right? We only persist or save only few types of objects, not all. So these are special type of objects. They can be persisted, I can say. Next, you see the table annotation here is used to map this class to the table. So this class, we're trying to map it to a table with the name product. In order to map the class to the table, we use this table annotation. See, in the name attribute, in the table annotation, we gave name attribute, and we specified the name as table. That means it refers to the table name. Okay, so the product is actually the table name here. Always that name attribute will be referring to the table name in the database server. Next, we got ID property, especially on top of this ID property. ID notation is there on top of ID property, right? So this ID notation, it indicates that this class is, this property is mapped to primary key. The property, especially the property which is mapped to the primary key, on top of that property, will be adding this annotation at the rate ID. On top of that property, we'll be adding this annotation at the rate ID. Yes. Next, we got column annotation. Column annotation is used to map this property to the column. This property should be mapped to which column? Why we are mapping the property to the column? So that you see, when a record is fetched from the table, whatever the value which you got in that column, it will be stored into this property. Okay, yeah. So in this case, we are mapping this property to the column whose name is product underscore ID. The name attribute refers to that column name always. Similarly, you see this name property is mapped to the column in the table. In which table? The product table. Already we have specified the product table name on top. In the product table, we have product name column. To that column, this property is mapped. Product price column is mapped to price property. So product description property is mapped to description property here. That's it. Okay. Yeah. This is about your annotations. Now you got some idea, all of you. Still any questions in this regard, please let me know. Yeah. Hope this is clear, right? Any questions? Okay, good. Yeah, Madhavi, when you got this, you had some doubts and annotations, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Others also, I hope you people got it. Fine. So, I'll do one thing. I'll stop it here today. So, we'll meet tomorrow. In the next class, we'll see how to interact with the database server using this Hibernate framework. Now we have the complete project set up. Okay, you also try to do this, all of you. Make sure that you create this product class and map it to the table. You create a table also, a product table if possible. Okay, otherwise I'll share this SQL query to create the table. Okay, I'll add it. So for your reference purpose, I will add this project to the Google Drive. Sorry, just a second. Okay, you can check that. So let's meet tomorrow and we'll continue. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.